Now joined by Sudipta Mukherjee, who is the Managing Director at Texmaco Rail and Engineering, to discuss the three important points. We did see Cabinet not coming in for project worth 24,634 crore rupees. We want to understand the opportunity for this particular company, the order book mix going forward, outlook and growth strategy as well. Gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us today and speaking with us about this nod that has come in from the Cabinet. First up, I wanted to understand, while these railway projects were 24,600 crores are approved, when will the tenders start coming in? How much can Texmaco contribute to this or take away from this? And what kind of margins will these projects enjoy?
Good afternoon. You need to see it. What is most exciting is, again, repeatedly I mentioned the way government is walking the talk. See, the freight targets were taken up as a 3,000 million ton by 2027 to 2030. And so wonderfully, the Honorable Railway Minister, while giving a brief of this declaration, he set a target that within a 2 years' time, we want to achieve the 2,000 million, which is today, suppose, around 1.65, 1.67. So, to coming to the specific, I think this gives us a hint about the timeline which we can expect of execution, and it is a very efficient execution government is doing nowadays, and we as a stakeholder are very agile. And specific to this declaration, it is around, if you convert it into freight logistics, around 80 million ton is going to add on. Over and above the 1,067, whatever we have today. So it is a gradual progression of the whole scheme of the National Rail Plan. So that's what, I mean, Texmaco is playing a big role in terms of supplying rolling stock, then making bridges, laying tracks, for the signaling. So in a nutshell, if I have to give you a understanding of the overall market, so all of you know that a 12 lakh crore.
So, Mr. Mukherjee, yes, it is a big opportunity, and we want to understand, and you said Texmaco is contributing a lot to that as well, meaningfully. From an investor's perspective, what they want to understand is what the future would look like when this 24,600 crore of projects have received approval. In terms of, a ballpark number, how much will come to Texmaco's books? What will it take your order book to? I know these are initial days, but any guidance you can give in that case?
We can always give you a kind of back calculation based on the current run rate. Yes. And I'm tempted to answer in two ways because I've not completed my earlier explanation, which, okay, I can come down later to make the investor understand what is the kind of opportunity we have. Now, specific to this project, I mean, if you back calculate, these things will ensure procurement of wagons on an average on the present capacity of haulage, around 20,000 wagons railway has to induct additionally. So that's an opportunity, and if you see that Texmaco has been the largest supplier to Indian Railway considering a couple of quarters and last year. And yearly we supplied last around 11,600, 10,600, and our capacity being around 15,000 wagons. So this will, of course, would be for a year consecutive if it goes on. So around 15-20% of our whole capacity, which can be dovetailed into wagon supply. In terms of railway track laying, we are one of the significant players. And so as the bridges, so we see a huge chunk of work coming towards us. And combining it with the whole scheme of things of 12 lakh crore, we envisage that Texmaco has a play in a government spend of around 2.5 to 3 lakh crore in tenders in the coming 4 to 5 years time, where we can supply rolling stock, we can work in the EPC and rail infra, including track laying, bridges, signaling, and the hydromechanical projects.
Okay. Mr. Mukherjee, what I also want to understand, there are a lot of order wins that have come in the month of September as well. And which we obviously spoken to you about the RVNL MOU that you all had signed together as well. Talk to me about the outlook in terms of order book. What is your capacity utilization currently? And would you require some capacity expansion given that you have so many new orders that have come in as well? Does that also is something that you all are looking at?
See, as I have mentioned that we are the highest supplier to Indian Railways so far the rolling stock is concerned, and we are continuing to do that. While I say so, with our present capacity that meets around 70-75% of the capacity. But now with the acquisition of the erstwhile Jindal Rail and merging with Texmaco, and with our present, upcoming new wagon project with the European Association, which will be up by this financial year. So we are poised so far rolling stock is concerned into a level which we feel that goes very well in a range of 35 to 40% requirement of the country's overall rolling stock in the coming days. And so far the other businesses are concerned, we have significantly diversified and invested in our foundry, and we are one of the largest foundry in the world today, supplying to the rest of the continents. And the highest export out of India.
So,
and
Mr.
the
Mukherjee,
other businesses forward that it may call for certain capacity expansion on our growth ambitions, and which we are very much evaluating actively.
So, Mr. Mukherjee, you spoke about various businesses you are in now. We also want to understand about the export opportunity. How much bigger can it get? What is it currently as a percentage of overall revenues, and how much can you grow it by? We just need these two numbers, sir.
So we were in a stage of around 500 crores in a turnover of 3,500. And with the current outlook, and last year, of course, we did around 5,100, but still the export remained around 500 crore. So we see a significant year-on-year growth, minimum 20 to 25% in the coming years, consistent basis.
Okay, we'll keep an eye out on that growth number, sir. Thank you so much for joining us this afternoon. Hope to talk to you after your numbers as well of Q2 FY26. Thank you so much for joining us this afternoon. But on that note, we're going to step into a very short break. On the other side, we have Hiten Mistry from Aquarius Capital joining us to discuss the festive trends, post-GST rate cuts, a lot of deal activities that have happened in the consumption side as well. So we'll be discussing all of that with him.